There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents of them. The welcome and life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clear police who make on you. I can't ask you to be venue. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And yes, I know money. And more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I can't play ya to money. And I could buy ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I can't play ya to money. And I could buy ya to money. And I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to sell. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Liberia deserves. We're tired of the lies, tired of the stealing, we're tired of you. Our mothers crying, the people deserve better. The youth's future is fading. Too many of them leaving. Too many of them dying. They cannot wait any longer. The change they need is now. The change they need is here. Talk and do, Musability. Talk and do, CMC, CMC, CMC. We talk and do today, not tomorrow. Not waiting for election. No, 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 no. Talk and do, the people rejoicing. Talk and do, the drums are beating loudly. Talk and do, talk and do, CMC. Talk and do, we're breaking all the barriers. Change is calling, change is coming. Talk and do, can you feel it? It's in the air. Can you feel it? Not just words, it's what we mean. When we say the citizens movement for change, for the people, by the people, we talk and do, that's what we mean. We talk and do. We talk and do. Hope will be restored, faith will be restored, love will be restored, restore. We talk and do. Just step aside, step aside, step aside.
Indeed, folks. What a way to go! What a way to go! Today is what? Today is Wednesday. For matter of fact, having to be the 15th of October. That means the month are already divided into two. Yes, indeed. Those of you who, in fact, those of us who are working. No, there are people who can only be pushing hours. Look, sometimes with some of my brothers and sisters, when they are, texting back to back and communicating with me, informing me that maybe I'm pushing my hours, I say, yes, indeed, you people are the kind of people that push hours. But for us back home, what we pushing, Ebert and Hammer, those of us who living here in Liberia, no, you're gonna tell us what we pushing. Yeah, whether we're pushing time, we're pushing empty vessel, or we're pushing empty cartoon, or what we're pushing. And that means Embed Hammer is here. Fumba Okenya is also here. Money Yima is also here. Good evening to all of you folks. Let's share the show, people. Today is Wednesday. For a matter of fact, this show will be hot. And I said, more can talk more. Look, I was somewhere today, more coming. More than ever. Look, I will take the position of still say, look, I was telling you, I said, look, Mark, don't make the people to run away now, because when you take the position of Steve, then I mean you will make other people who've been thinking about how to come. They will come, because other people will want to say, yeah, man, they mom, yeah, But Monk will be the Steve very, very soon. Monk is now, because when it's too much, when the frustration is too much, sometimes when everything is too much, we the religious people will say, well, heaven and hell, but Edward is also here. Edward, what the people said about having suffered violence? Yeah, he said violent. So Monk will be here with us, and Monk will make the show hot today. Because why? Look, let me tell you some of you quickly. I watched one other samples. If I saw one other samples from Nigeria, but the kind of more adjective, the inscription that was on the signpost, I don't want to say that on the radio because even though the Bible describes some of these things, but it's not easy. Sometimes there are some adjectives that you can use because of the kind of situation, the way life going, the way things are happening on your watch, the way people are playing fun. This thing is too much. But again, people, James David, you share the show. Our own Bob ladies said you muntu asado mensa. Good evening to all of you, brother Edward Brashers, my brother. Good evening to all of you. Please let's share the show. Monk will soon be here. Yeah, let me see. What a Monk is already in studio. Yeah, I want to make sure. Okay, I think Monk already in studio here with us here quickly. Yeah, let me see quickly. Monk is here already. Good, correct. Good evening. Let's share the show. I'm starting with the sharing of the show already. But Mark, good evening, my brother. Wait till I started with the show being hot. I'm confused. But anyway, good evening. Mark.
Yeah, a couple of minutes. Let me set on. Still setting up here.
All right. So people, let's start the show. My Helena M. Brown, thank you for joining us. Those of you who are joining and watching, please let's share the show, people. He said, from headquarters to headquarters, from political, some kind of more music. Doing those, how they call? From Nigeria. Okay, hey, good.
Nigerian song,
right? Get good,
from
Nigeria.
Yeah. Performing sounds and wonders and everywhere. I know that song you're talking about.
Jesus.
Yes, but another day.
But good evening and welcome to the Wednesday. Today is Wednesday.
Today's
Yeah,
Wednesday, midweek.
share the show. Yeah. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead. You're in charge. Go ahead, brother.
I said, thank God to be alive. Another day on Sktv. Today is Wednesday. We are the 15th of October. We are into the 10th month of the year. We are exactly in the middle of the month, and we are in the middle of the week. So today, we are in the middle. That we are the midway point of both the month and the week, because Wednesday is midweek, and we are here to rock and roll. I see B says, Numatro Kanga says she's pushing her hours. Yes, December coming again. And that's the time the people in the diaspora, you gotta divide the group into two. You can't wait for the holiday season, because you try it, then some people will be left out. So you flush out some people by the end of November and tell them that whatsoever you send them is the holiday season already, because when you get into the month of December, the demand can be so high and you cannot be able to spare resources. So our people are putting the extra hours now, and that's it. We don't get it here free. Everything we do, we put in the hours.
What are we pushing back on, Mom? Because you look, Mom, let me friend on these hours issues. You people always talking about pushing hours. So I want to ask you today, Martin, you on the show. What are we pushing back on?
You're pushing man cost. What kind of question you asking me? You don't know why you're pushing back on. You're pushing man cost. You feel wherever they cost each other. That's what you're talking about.
Look. The chairman is far away, and the social chairman will give us tomorrow. But more, you're right. We are not pushing anything. Nothing here we're pushing people. That's why we stay in the same cycle. Nothing, no way to graduate. So for those of you who are pushing hours, let me join you people. In fact, that's why when some of you call for me, I always ask, you free? Because I don't want to, interrupt your day hour. One more go over, brother. What say you? How everything? How today? What's up?
Man, I'm doing great. And like I said, it's nice being here. I mean, we're watching the political situation happen in the country. A lot of events. We got a lot of videos for today. The talking points when Unity Party folks were in opposite, how they spoke as compared to how they are speaking today. Now they are in power. We got video evidences. And Yega Kaluba is on a one-man wrecking crew. He just dropping these golden nuggets of video, how they were praising him, how he was a man of principle. He's a one-man army, and all of a sudden they want to censor him, that he cannot criticize the body as being corrupt and being criminal money, that you got to speak on them, because back in the day, Yega Kaluba was the force. Yega Kaluba was one of the driving force behind the election of Joseph Nyima Bwaga. Nobody can dispute that. I mean, when we talk about people that bring it to the table, you cannot name, not even the president himself could make the case bully Yega Kaluba. So it can sound comical to me when I see them criticizing Yeke now that he's on the opposite side of the argument. But that's just why it is. But I will turn it over to you for now.
Yes, thank you so much. You nailed it. We will be discussing even the senator of Sano County, Senator Clinton, or before they call him Old Man Clinton Duncan, who question his colleagues. Oh God. When we say this thing on the radio, you're feeling that we are against these people or we don't like them. But thank God for the confession that the senator confessed and said, we don't know what we come here for. We press all our clothes, we put on all of the net and so forth, but we come here, nothing we can do, only to press and worship the executive. We were talking about all of these things, but more, let's begin with the political party holding and putting the government, alleged that the government is involved into some of these things. What say you with the latest? Because this morning I wake up a lot more. Sometimes when you sleep, that's why I wake up almost 2 to 3 times a night. I tell God, thank you for that. Because if you don't do, there are a lot of things that will miss you. So when I woke up, I think between 2 to 3, I saw the news trending about CDC party, they alleged that their new landlord, if I take them to court and so forth. How again? Because
I'm seeing a lot of stuff concerning the new party headquarters about how they got a new tenant and the lawyer won't. I didn't go through the details. Maybe I will wait until tomorrow. We will talk about that. But I saw something like that too, that the property is being claimed by someone else. Like, okay, I don't know why it's driving this, because CDC or groundbreaking ceremony is supposed to be on the 18th. And all of a sudden, few days to the groundbreaking ceremony, you got someone who's trying to claim the property. So technically what they are saying, if that particular spot was purchased, then it was purchased from the wrong owner, that would be another legal problem. But I want to know whether there is a political aspect to that as well.
Good. Yeah, well, myself, I also come in here more.
So I don't watch really kind of a news. I let for the dust to settle when I get my facts, when I get all my ducks in a row, and then we can talk about it. But let's give it to tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow or Friday we'll hear more.
But let's move back to that more quickly before transition, because also the CMC also have their own in fact their other tussle between them and the government. But let's look at this quickly with the issue of the government not paying attention to what they were elected for. Instead, they're the opposition holding and putting misunderstanding, confusion, accusations, and so forth. What's the you when it comes to all of these things? Because for me, I'm very confused. Because I thought we should be maybe a country or democratic society where people will come here and freely associate, have their own freedom, and to things that they want to do. But how come we see a
that's why I want you to play that video from the senator or the senator from Sano County. It's a short clip. I just want you to give our audience like a teaser. Maybe you can flag that video on the screen. And because the question you're asking me, that's the case he's making. He's literally telling us that even the lawmaker themselves, they barely understand their functions and responsibility. And then we'll keep making the case on Sktv here that when the people who's supposed to elevate the living standard of the Liberian people cannot even define their own rules and mandate, then how do you move the country forward? Because apparently he heard it from the show. I don't know whether he heard it from here, but it's the same argument we've been making, that a particular body, the first branch of government, they are the one giving the most power. Trust me, the president doesn't wield more power than the first branch of government. So when you get the people in the first branch of government struggling to identify their own mandate, then they become a problem. Then you cannot place a bet on the country because you know it isn't going anywhere. So I want you to play that video so our people can get a gist of it, and then we can get in the discussion. But we got 3 important videos, the short clips. Most of them like 2 minutes on average, so it's not that long. But you can play that video a little bit.
Yes, no, you are correct. Let me see. Sending the video into the system. So yeah, so folks, to those of you who are joining, I want to say the pleasant good evening and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the SKTV show. For matter of fact, today's 15th of October. The month of October already divided into 2. We don't know exactly which way you thinking. All right. So yeah. So let me play the video tomorrow.
If your tomorrow is not secure,
oh no, something is playing.
It's not secure.
So going on here.
I want to, on behalf of my chair.
Okay, good. So let me see. I think there were little disturbance behind the scene, but let me play this video.
Our service. Why do we come here?
Here will begin.
Why do we leave our homes, put on the lecture, and come here?
Immediately
the question I ask ourselves is, why do we come here?
Why?
No, I think something is still happening. Let me see quickly. Yeah, let me see. I think we're having some telegraph glitch. But those of you who are joining, indeed, please share the show. This is the SKTV show. The Wednesday edition of the SKTV show. We're here, and we're going to be with you up to 8 o'clock on tonight. But Aisha, at 7, we're going to go for the news break. Take some 15 minutes of news bulletin, and after that, we continue with the show up to 8 o'clock. So here is the video. Sorry, we've been having some interruption from our system. Well, let me see quickly. Let me have the video now on the screen so that, yeah, this is the Sano County Superintendent.
The question I ask ourselves is, why do we come here? Why do we leave our homes, put on the lecture, and come here? When we can only affiliate with the executive and associate with them through party affiliation and don't do anything for our people. No one wants to talk about what the executive is doing and how we can stop them from doing it. That joke on the floor, I think that is why we are here. The question I ask ourselves is, why do we come here? Why do we leave our homes, put on the nectar, and come here when we can only affiliate with the executive and associate with them through party affiliation and don't do anything for our people? No one wants to talk about what the executive is doing and how we can stop them from doing it. That joke on the floor, I think that is why we are here.
Indeed, let's joke on the floor. I think that's why we are here. That means let's go and talk about eating, our corruption and so forth. More, well, my brother, I feel that Liberian and they will now understand exactly the kind of people that they have at Capitol Hill, because I also speak volume on yesterday with Representative Yeke Koruba and the other speaker and one way even the speaker was saying that if you think rumor, we're gonna go ahead, my brother.
You know, that's the reason I respect Yeke Koruba. I believe Yeke Koruba is the most consistent lawmaker I've ever seen. He's the one that put country's interest first over any political party or any political leader. He has proven it time and time again. And you're hearing it from the senator from Sano County. Because, you know, they will tell you, say the objective of the first branch of government is to either create a main law representation and to keep the executive in check. But because our country is so polarized between these two, according to political entity that will take Liberia to the dumpster, because I know that the country is not going to be any better with these two political institutions, with the two-party system that we want to create in Liberia. So as a result, it means that nobody can even keep the executive in check. Nobody want to discuss what happened to the executive, because if you put a CDC president in power, the one that favors CDC will protect the president, and now that United Party is in power, they are doing exactly the same thing. So at the end of the day, they will forget the many of the Liberian people and focus on the party line or party affiliation. That's why every time I come on the show, I don't know if it will happen by miracle. If the Liberian people cannot disengage from CDC or Unity Party, that country will be a piece of trash. It won't go anywhere. Everything will be stagnant because it's only limited to those two parties. And those two parties cannot give you a history of sources. So it doesn't matter how long you stay with them. It doesn't matter how long you switch both of them. Every time the Liberian people limit their existence to Unity Party and CDC, generally is a total failure. And that's why the men said it's not coming from Sktv. You're hearing it from a sitting senator. They go there without knowing their own mandate. They don't know what to tackle. They don't know how to even improve the country in terms of legislation. Everything boils down to politics. And the politics is only centered around Unity Party and CDC. That's just why it is. That's why when one party want to break ground for headquarters, another one want to do the same. Everything is almost like a performance act between two characters. I don't know which country in the world will limit themselves to that, most especially from two institutions without any trace of success. I don't know. Maybe we are in there for the deeper. We're going to try, like I said, we got one more shot, 2029. I don't know if it will happen, but I'm seeing the lack of chairmanability and other political leaders. They are coming. They are trying to introduce new variables to the game. If we cannot digress from Unity Party, I will keep saying it over 1,000 times. For me, I could care less about who becomes president in Liberia 2029. The only one thing that I know that I want to see, at least that will give me an impression that we are trying to change the trajectory, is to disengage from either CDC or Unity Party. The failure of the Liberian people to do that simple task, they mean it will only get worse moving forward. And the senator is just confirming our sentiment on Sktv. That's just what he said.
Well, thank you, Mark. But I have so many questions, and I have my own maybe side when it comes to what the senator said or stated. You know, because we've been saying these things times with our numbers that sometimes people want to blame the lawmakers 100%, and they may be right. They have their own right, or they have their own side, and they may choose which way to go. But like, for example, we've been saying these things times without numbers. That the reason why you see today that Liberia is failing is because of the executive branch. You have two persons that was elected from the executive branch, and you have about 103 lawmakers from the upper and the lower house. So to see the country going backward every time when there are new breed of leaders, especially new breed of lawmakers, leadership, things happening, you're always seeing that our country always going backward more than ever before. You know, like the previous lawmakers, they used to be called the rubber stamp lawmakers. Now, what the name will we call these kind of lawmakers now who are proceeding in this form and manner, where you have all of the tough talking advocates yesterday? It's not just because they are not into presidency, though, but let's look at them. Also at the House of Representatives and the Senate, where you have Senator Darrell Dillon, and you have all of the tough talking people. You have Senator Yomdi Kanga Lawrence, who's sitting at a Senate pro tempore, also a political leader of a party, allowing all of these things to happen. And today they think that it's joke, just because, quote unquote, they are not into authority. Now let's go back to the presidency. You know, like I told someone, I think that was today, a person called me. And I told him, I said, if this government succeed, they will say the Joseph Yema Bwaka government or the Joseph Yema Bwaka led government. They will say Senator Dawa didn't Bwaka or Senator Dawa didn't government. No. So if the executive, just because they want things to pass, everything about the executive is just how to corrupt the system. So all they will do is to find a way to down and one with the guys, get maybe majority of them under their control and be able to give them money so that they'll be able to pass all of the laws and do things in the interest of the executive, but not in the interest of the Liberian people. And think for the senator, Mark. So the senator is saying that they are not working for the Liberian people. Rather, they are working for the executive. And that's been for very long time, Mark. Nearly almost 18 years from Manasseh days up to former President Weir time and to the current government. That's the system. Okay, I agree that maybe this is unique, right? Maybe you will say yes, even in the US, this thing happened. But more, you are poor. You are underdeveloped. To see yourself going in this way, I think it's terrible. And it's not mean well for our system. That means we are just struggling for nothing. All of the things we're doing today, all of the politics, everything that we are playing today is just a waste of time. So, Mark, let me go back to you with this question. Will this thing stop? Because I hear you talking about even if you change the CDC and the other Unity Party, you bring in government. Will this stop? Because it's almost like a trend where the executive, all they can do is to die in one and control majority of the legislators. So will this stop, Mark? That's my question to you.
Well, there are so many moving parts to that question. It all depends who you ask, right? When the same way the president comes to the office with an agenda, the lawmakers have their own agenda, right? Legislative agenda. The reason they call it the first branch of government, they are the only branch that can keep the other two branches in check. That's their primary function and responsibility. In the case of Liberia, the culture we have created, right? Matter of fact, the lawmakers are even giving excuses as to why they should be corrupted because they are giving more power. So if the executive is not proceeding well, you expect the first branch of government to keep them in check, right? That's just why it is. But in the case of Africa, we create this impression that the president wields all the power. That's a lie. The president or presidential power is limited and is described by the Constitution. He cannot go across his bound. That's why you got check and balance. That's why you got a check and balance system, what you call democracy. In the case of Liberia, the only reason they are there is to get kickbacks, is to get contract. They create these bogus concession, the fake companies. They push their envelope into the House or in the Senate. They get stipends. They get anything they think they can get to make themselves rich. But if you want to make the argument, like I said, it's more of the culture that we have created. So if you create this whole two-party system now that's happening in Liberia, because at the end of the day, even if you want to do good things, you still need to be consensus that how the first branch of government work. You need more people in your caucus to push an agenda. But everything in Liberia is limited to the United Party and CDC. So even a few opposition lawmakers, they can talk all they want. They won't be able to get anything done because the vast majority of your lawmakers are only there to protect the president that comes from their party. Now, if I tell you that naming 7 or 5 out of the 30 senators. They're giving 5 independent. I don't think you can name 5 or 7 independent senators. Even in the House, there are 73. I don't think you can name it up to 15 independent lawmakers. No, they are all party affiliated. And when they are party affiliated, it means even the ones with good idea and good intention, get what? They will get trampled upon because it's the numbers game. That's why they are able to kick a guy like Yeke Kaluba out of session. Because how many will be able to stand with Yeke Kaluba and say, you know what, enough is enough? Everybody think through the lenses of CDC and Unity Party. That's why I can bet with 100% guarantee, even double my bet, that the longer we stay with Unity Party and CDC, I can predict the future of Liberia. Because nothing is going to change. You need numbers to change the game. You need a lot of people from outside these 2 political parties that will come and form like a caucus. You know, I used to hear about the rule of law caucus, but they won't rule of law caucus again. It turned political because
and there where if I'm coming more, because mind you, during the 2020 senatorial or the May 10 election, right? They I think the the CPP by them, I think they won over 9 or I think 6 oppositions, right?
Yeah, the CPP was consolidated, but guess what? Some of the folks with the CPP, they only did it because they wanted to win election. But after consolidating power, they started aligning with the same 2-party institution. That's just what happened, right? DeLong could be considered one of them. So my thing here was when the removal of the Speaker or Debago's office, I thought the whole rule of law caucus are going to be the one to really challenge the system. But guess what? The same rule of law caucus, where they all, the vast majority of them went either with the 2 political parties in Liberia. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around this. How in a country that
let's go back. So let's go back to the superior power, Mark. I think yesterday you talked about Honorable Yeke Kaluba. I think if you listen, you were also talking about his benefits and so many things that in fact that up to date or up to now you haven't received anything. So Mark, let's go back. If you want to be independent, that you are claiming now that maybe you want them to be independent, maybe there are about 15 or 20 of them that are independent or that want to be independent, and the executive decided to say, okay, and your feet out the way or our speaker was Sunday, because this is confusing more. The salaries of people or the benefit that you may claim is everything about law. According to them, it's by law. So why are you holding someone benefit? Why are you holding other people salaries or so forth just because they are not aligning with you more? And the law here is weak. So we want to be hungry for ever so long. So that, for example, 20 persons one side and say, okay, for us, maybe for all that we the stubborn people, let me just say that way, that we the people that want to stand up for the Liberian people. And the executive will say, okay, go ahead. Out of 73, if you have almost 20% standing one side, you have almost 50 some more, maybe or maybe people one side more. What's going to happen next?
Well, that's a fear. That's why people will always align with the 2 corrupt political party or institution, because they are afraid to get some of the backlash like Yeke is experiencing. Because it's also a constitutional violation that Yeke was voted for, right? He represents an entire or constituency or an entire electoral district. So if you're trying to withhold, right, the benefit from a particular congressional district, I think it's a kind of a form of discrimination or it's unconstitutional. But guess what? Like you said, the culture that is being created in Liberia, how many lawmakers will be able to stand with Yeke because they're afraid of repercussion? The one thing that I know, if you say you play democracy, the executive branch is supposed to be the one that is afraid of the first branch of government. In the case of Liberia, the people who were given the power to keep the executive in check, they are the one afraid of the executive. I don't know. That's why I say if that's the case, you might as well go to military rule, because you do not understand or you do not understand the system of governance that you practice. I don't know how you can be frightened by the executive when you are the one given the power to keep the executive in check. The executive in return should be the one that should be afraid of the people in the first branch of government. In the case of Liberia, it's the opposite. That's why a speaker can threaten Yeke and nobody can say a damn thing about it, because they know if they do it, they themselves will get the same, they will experience the same fate as Yeke. So that's the fate. That's why I'm telling you, of every single politician in Liberia, including the president himself, I have the utmost respect for Yeke Kaluba than any other lawmaker. Maybe through our history, because some of the things that Yeke can endure, I don't know who will be able to do that. Yeke has shown time with a number that his interest is Liberia more than his political party. I don't know. I think he's an independent anyway, or whosoever he support in politics. That's just the difference between Yeke and every single one of them. Nobody can walk in the shoes of Yeke. Yeke is just something. I'm not here to blow his horn or to, here to toot his horn, but the fact of the matter is, Yeke has proven over and over again that he's above politics, that he's the most trusted politician in the entire republic. That's a proven fact. I can say any day.
Let me join, but quickly more. Let me play the video for the second time. Those of you who just joining us, this is Senator Duncan or Old Man Duncan or Quitton from Sano County, who said that indeed they just go to work because they won't go walk up. That one in the simplest form, they just go on the floor. Nothing they're doing. All of the monies, all of the salary you're giving to these people, all of the benefit, the freedom. You can't imagine. You give someone freedom that they can bring in goods in the country free of charge, duty free, in their entire life. They're just free. But the man just stated, somebody from somewhere will just put stop. I said, no, you will not get it. They want to say what?
Maybe, I mean, tell you one thing. If these people, right, you know the budget is a law backed by the Constitution, right? If these people are brave enough in a country like Liberia wherein you can pass a budget and the speaker and few members from caucuses, including the president, they can place a phone call, right? Go through the clerk and withdraw the budget and make changes to the budget just to put in what they want. Maybe that is not a democracy. We are only pretending to practice democracy. We do not understand the intricacies of democracy because it cannot happen anywhere. The moment you pass the budget, it becomes a law. In the case of Liberia, they can retract the budget and make changes from the top. So you want me to sit here and believe that we are practicing democracy, that other lawmakers will be able to muster the courage to keep the executive in check? That's why I say Yeke Koluba remains number one. Whether you hate him, maybe you might hate his style or the way he speaks, but at the end of the day, the intent of Yeke Koluba, no lawmaker in Liberia can match Yeke Koluba when it comes to putting his country first and being sincere. That's it.
The question I ask ourselves is, why do we come here? Why do we leave our homes, put on the nectar, and come here? When we can only affiliate with the executive and associate with them through party affiliation and don't do anything for our people. No one wants to talk about what the executive is doing and how we can stop them from doing it. That joke on the floor, I think that is why we are here.
You know how I interpret that last statement, let joke on the floor?
Yes.
It means that the honorable
That's
house.
the reason that why they are here.
What he's saying that this is a comedy headquarters. They're nothing but joke. Because like what I say, the difference between Liberia, the difference with Liberia and any other country in the world is things that can happen in Liberia can only happen in Liberia and no other country in the world. Because, like we said yesterday, we're giving instances where we talked about Madagascar, we talked about Kenya, we talked about Nepal. They what they call conscientizing the citizen. When the citizen knows exactly, when they are in tune to know exactly what's happening, they are the one can put the pressure. In the case of Liberia, the citizens themselves, they are so partisan to the extent that they cannot see beyond their political leader or the political party.
Because the people keep sinking the issue of war drum to the people. Let me tell you, the people keep making these people don't stand up. You know, the people that won't create war.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and they are
the one waging war.
Thank you. You know why we're bad then, by this time our province sending up. But because the politicians they feel that the only thing they can do is to always bring it, they say, hey, you know you're for warrior 14 years ago, and you also what happened, right? Then the people go back to that. So you see, you use certain thing to intimidate the people. But when you're right, for me, I think I will blame our people now. Because the lawmaker is confessing that every day when they go up there, the only thing that they go down there for the good joke. And that's true. Let me tell you. I went down there, Mom, once upon a time, when they were having the confirmation hearing of Manaserita, that was 1 week I think at that time he was central bank governor. They nominated him for for him to be the central bank governor. Mom. That day we went there that day to carry it live, to do the live broadcast. Mom, the kind of thing I was hearing from the corridor. Sometimes when these things are going on, sometimes you go back in the corridor and see the lawmakers going to their places where they can use their bathroom, to the cafeteria and so forth more. When you hear the people talking, you'll be thinking about, but none of them are finished. Because all the guys were concerned about is all that thing that they were talking that day, someone they don't even care. All they were thinking about is what the mayor bring for them.
Yep.
Mom, what the mayor bring, what in the package
for them.
Yeah. I said, well, you're hearing the things in the corner. One of my colleagues, almost cry on me. I said, but even cry. I said, no, you don't have to cry. He said, my brother, you mean I had a pillow? I said, but my man, you're joking. I had a pillow. So if the lawmaker is confessing that, all they go down there for all of their titles, or you can press their clothes. They wear all of the next tie and to go places that the job will choke. Because on that floor, that joking thing, my man, I bring my father bill. My man, I bill.
Let me give you one instance why I believe that the first branch of government, like the building itself is like a committee headquarters, right? These people, when they pass the budget, they create extra or slush fund just for extra sittings, right? Wherein they will go on break and then they will disengage from their break and come back for emergency sitting, but then they get paid in the process, right? Extra. So, like I keep saying, if you're in a system where you don't have to work hard and you get a lot of benefit, why make you want to stop a system like that? You want the party to keep going on forever and forever because you are the one benefiting. The 105 in total are the highest pay in the whole country. They are the one getting the most benefit. They are creating companies. They are creating concessions agreement that they're getting kickback. Who will want to stop that? That's why only a few of them can muster the courage to even criticize the system. That's why Yege Kaluba is seeing that also they want to ostracize him. They can kick him out of system because the vast majority of them, 98 to 99% of them, will never muster the courage. I'm surprised that Yege coming from the senator because we have been saying it on this particular channel for long. For us, we discuss the most important issue. We're not into this sensational news and they gossip. No, we talk about
no. For us, we're not here to come waste our time on maybe individual attacking people. No.
But maybe I'll play the one from your. Play the one from your information minister on Yege Kolba, the one Yege Kolba share.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Quickly, let's do the talking. But, folks, please, those of you who are joining, you've been welcome. Let's share the show. I know that we have a lot of followers or viewers already watching. Let me see quickly how best to, let me see where they bring that Mark sent to me. Yeah, quickly. But it is indeed interesting that we have a society who don't care. In fact, the society is just another thing. The only thing is to dismiss. All of these things, the president dismissed they want, the president suspended one, the asset recovery, all these things. Look, oh God. We're just joking, man. We're just joking. But let me see quickly more. But we here first, and we'll be here all of the time. We'll make sure that we bring you all of the happening back home here in Liberia. You said, oh, but God there. One day, God will. Well, yeah, God will. Okay, I think I know what the video is now. Let me see quickly. Let me get the video quick more. It's now opening from my end. So let me see. Yeah.
It's not opening from your end?
Yeah, so I come I also get it. I think I saw it on is that on the Yege Kolba page, right? Yeah, I've seen it already.
I'll put it directly in your inbox.
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's not going to open. So let me just let me see quickly. I don't know where is it filmed. Okay, I think yes, it. Yeah, so folks, yes, that's the society we found ourselves in. Our lawmaker now they are confessing, and they will confess plenty. Because let me be frank, beginning 2029, people will be asking, what are you going to do in your house? The only thing you'll go to them maybe that to loot too. Because you got to loot. Or you got to steal. The only thing that you'll be doing. That's a question that will be asking. What are you going to do in your house? Because nothing you will do. So I think, okay. So
calls themselves a staunch supporter of the opposition and think you can focus somebody, okay? You need to see the doctor. This man is a clear example of what commitment, not to individual, but to a country.
Correct.
Everything
Right.
Yeke doing now about himself is about Liberia. My respect for Yeke is high. The guy is exemplary as far as commitment to the cause of the people, to the interest of the people is. And a lot of them are like that. It's not like just the messaging, right? But they are like that. And my respect for Yeke, any day, anytime. Anytime. There's a friend of mine. We got personal friendship. He's a journalist. I just forget the man. He's in Yeke district. He been coming in my inbox telling me all the time he's running in the place and blah, blah, blah. Why would I support? I said, my man, there's no way. If my mom go to that district and say they're running there, I will support Yeke over my mom. That's what I told him. Anyone who calls themselves a staunch supporter of the opposition and think you can focus somebody Yeke, you need to see the doctor.
Yeah.
So,
You
so
hear
if
that?
the government spokesman is confessing in this form and manner, those of you who always insulting on Yeke Koluba, that means you got to apologize to the man. But go ahead, Monk. Monk?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Monk. Yeah, I get you.
That's the difference from being the opposition and being the corridors of power. It corrupts your mind that you cannot see. Can you imagine that he said he would vote for Yeke over his own mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Yeke represents nothing but the interest of the Liberian people. He failed to realize that the speaker that represents the ruling party was the one that kicked Yeke out of session. So technically, when you're kicking Yeke, I mean you're kicking the Liberian people out of session. That's what it means. Because believe Yeke Koluba is so transparent and so consistent that he placed the country interest first over politics. But this is the same guy they are attacking now that they are in power, because it's one thing when you are outside looking in, then when you are inside looking out. This is a man who is saying, when you mention the word Liberia, maybe the next person you should call it Yeke. But look how they are attacking Yeke under the very same regime that he served as information minister. You see the difference? That's what I keep saying. If we disconnect from the politics, then we will keep doing better. If we stick to the politics, most especially between these two political institutions, Liberia won't go anywhere. And you will not find too many Yeke. I will say again, like I will sound like a broken record. In the history of Liberia, in my lifetime, I placed Yeke Koluba #1 over anyone in Liberia, including the sitting president himself. I will give him that credibility. I may not like a choice of words, maybe the execution style, and maybe sometimes he can be too forceful in the process. But at the end of the day, I look at the intent, and his intent is genuine, and it's being confirmed by your current information minister. And everybody in Liberia, even the baby, can tell the true intent of Yeke Koluba. And that's why it's being confirmed by the information minister. So what more can we say on
Let me add to that, Monk. Let me add to that on a very serious note. I think that yesterday on Yeke Koluba made certain statement. He said, your claim to be educated, but not new, all your education is just about stealing and corruption. It's an insult. Let me tell those of you today who are also supporting whosoever political party that you think that you want to support. Your parents or your mom and dad, they will not send you to school for stealing. If it was so, they won't waste their own money. Because they want a jacking motorbike, or they want a stealing motorbike, or they're doing all of these things, even teaching children. We know that's what they choose to do. And people beat them. People do all sorts of things to them. So you, who are into society, who are into the corridor of making change or those changes, you sit there and you corrupt the people. Honorable Speaker today, people like our Speaker today will sit down there and allow this thing to happen just because it's politics. He asked Honorable Yeke Koluba out just because the man is asking about things. And let me tell you, Monk, he said that Honorable Yeke Koluba throughout the war, and God has his own way of blessing people. Sometimes some of you don't know. And the men choose to stand up for Liberian people. Just say the men are crazy men, some of you. Oh, the men are crazy men, the men are this and that, the men are the other one. But when the men were in opposition yesterday, you voted for the same crazy men. Yeah, man, Liberians. I don't get it.
Human being ain't as much as psychological, ain't as much as they will talk about change, that they want people to come and change the system. They hate change. That's why people who are always going against the system, they become a target. They become victims. Because the very same people that should be there protecting them know they would think against those people that will be the one pushing their own interest. That's why Yeke Koluba and all of you see people going against it. But like I said, the fact of the matter remains, he's the best.
Yes, he's the best.
And it just tells you about the hypocrisy from the people that are in power now as opposed to when they were in the opposition. And you got a certain lawmaker telling you that they are not there for you. We have been saying the times with our number, they are not there for you. The sooner you realize that, like I can't remember, the reason I always revert to the Kenya protest. The Kenya protest, they've been having protests all over the world. People can play politics. But the Kenya protest was very unique. The reason it was unique, because the people who jumped in the street to protest were the ones that supported the president. Do you think that will ever happen in Liberia? That United Party partisan to say, you know what, President Bwaga, we are the one that supported you in this particular administration. But we hate to see the things that are happening. To think against United Party government, you think that will ever happen? No, it will never happen. That's why I keep telling you, no matter what we say, no matter what we do, you can call back and shout all he wants. At the end of the day, the culture is not going to change because the people are so entrenched. And when you are so entrenched, you don't see bigger picture. You see right above your nose. And that's why
the people keep lying to them, Mark. Like for example, this one, there's our information minister now who talking about how good Honorable Yeke Koluba is, in fact, how he can even vote for Honorable Yeke Koluba over his own mother. Go to class real and hear what you will be saying. But a lot of people like, seriously, Mark.
Yeah.
That kind of person come to me and tell me that maybe I will vote this person over my mother. You come back to me and tell me what?
That's why I keep telling you, elections is about looking for a better candidate. Not the best, but someone who is better. If you find a guy like Yeke, that's what I keep saying. The people who claim that, oh, we've been changing lawmaker, no. It's not only about changing lawmaker, it's about the quality of the lawmaker you are changing.
Cool.
If you keep bringing the same people, even though you're changing their faces and the name, you will still get the same result. Your question now, you should be looking for people with the same characteristic of attribute like Yeke Koluba. You start asking yourself in Liberia, where can we find more of Yeke Koluba or people that will choose to work with Yeke Koluba? But no, in your case, you're not thinking that way. You are thinking about someone that carries a
label. The point here, among the point here is, let me frame, right? Whenever Yeke Koluba, when you were doing all of his campaign and so forth, even 2000, I think that was 2017, 2016, 2015, that he used to come here. But he was cool. He was not that robust the way he is right now, let's be frank. But he was always advocating for the betterment of our people. The point here, Monk, some of the people, they will say this thing outside. But when they get into the system, they change. So even that, for example, you can tell Mabon and say, well, Mabon is critical, Mabon is there, Mabon. So two things more. Either the system change you, or you fight to change the system. So with Yeke Koluba, he's fighting to change the system. But for the other people, the system already overwhelming.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But like I said, when you find Yeke, the arena in which Yeke operates is based on numbers, right? You want more of Yeke. That's how you build caucuses in the house. You get people with like-minded individual with ideas. They can correlate around each other, and put in and keep the system in check. But in the case of Liberia, you are not going to find too many Yekes in there. Not too many of them are even willing. Even the one that believe that he's better than their mother, they say not supporting him. So at the end of the day, like I said, it all becomes theatric. Yeke can protest because at the end of the day, it comes down to number. The speaker fees, he got the number. There are people that will align with him, even when he's doing the wrong thing, even if he abusing Yeke from a constitutional standpoint, from a free speech standpoint, he still believes there will be folks over there who will stay in line because for them, they are not there for the Liberian people. They are there for money. They are there for kickbacks. They are there to enrich themselves. They are there wearing tie without even knowing their primary day-to-day function, as said by the senator from Sano County. So the only people that can rectify this mistake, that can change the course, happens to be the Liberian people themselves, the voters. But the voters are not willing. That's why I keep saying everything we say, everything we preach, it's a waste of time, of energy. Because if you want to practice a democracy, only the people can be the one to make choices. The same way when it comes to the presidential election. Why we should be going between these two parties is something that I'm yet to understand. When you have other options, I would prefer taking a risky bet with a third alternative even in a losing effort, than to keep doing the same thing that I know is guaranteed to give me failure. That is probably in Liberia. You see this thing, the lawmaker themselves telling you now, we never came here for you. That's why I told you, I said, that whole name, rescue mission, was a psychological name. It was about rescuing themselves.
Oh, yes.
But the voter thought they were going to rescue them. Like, you got to be a special kind of a fool to believe that United Party is coming back in power again because of you. You must be a special kind of an idiot in Liberia to believe that. But guess what? The name stuck. Rescue mission. Psychological name that they are coming to rescue you. And now you have a lawmaker telling you, or certain senator, not even the lower house, the upper house, that we call the House of Elders, telling you that we are not here for you. So what you need to hear again, for you to change the course of action, to do something differently, to try something new.
And more quickly, before we go for the news bulletin, we will be going for the news break, and we'll be back after the news bulletin. But quickly, Mark, before I go, let me just say you are quite correct. But you know, our people, they make things to look like, in fact, these whenever you want to stand up, maybe against the executive for some bad practices and so forth, the people out there, they feel that you are against the government. So for now on, when you get called about now, they already been describing as someone who against the government. Can you imagine that? What do you want? That's my question to many Liberians today. What do you want? Do you want a better Liberia, or you want for few group of people to feel happy, get the resources, travel out of the country, build mansions outside, or what do you really want?
Yeah.
But again, Mark.
Yeah, let's go for the news. We got a couple of minutes, and that
we'll
just
continue with our discussion. And trust me, we'll come back after the news bulletin at 7:30. We'll interact with our people. Thank you.
And that will be the call today. That will be the question for today. What do you want in Liberia as a voter? You want to make sure your party remains in power, or you want to change or you want to see the country doing better? Make your choice, and that's just why it is.
Yeah, what do you want? Thank you, Mark. Because it's very, very frustrating for some of us, especially for people who claim that in fact they want better Liberia. You see other people thinking every time they want for the country to be the way they want it. But anyway, let's go for the news bulletin. Quickly, we'll be right back.
Staunch support of the opposition and think you can focus somebody, okay? You need to see the doctor. This man is a clear example of what commitment, not to individual, but to a country. Correct. Everything Yeke created about himself is about Liberia. Right. My respect for Yeke is high. The guy is exemplary as far as commitment to the cause of the people, to the interest of the people is. And a lot of them are like that. It's not like just the messaging, right? But they are like that. And my respect for Yeke, any day, anytime. There's a friend of mine. We got personal friendship. He's a journalist. I just forget the man. He's in Yeke district. He been coming in my inbox telling me all the time he's running in the place and blah, blah, blah. Why would I support? I said, my man, there's no way. If my mom go to that district and say they're running there, I will support Yeke over my mom. That's what I told him. Someone who calls themselves a staunch supporter of the opposition and think you can focus somebody, Yeke, you need to see the doctor. This man is a clear example of what commitment, not to individual, but to a country. Correct. Everything Yeke created about himself is about Liberia. Right. My respect for Yeke is high. The guy is exemplary as far as commitment to the cause of the people, to the interest of the people is. And a lot of them are like that. It's not like just the messaging, right? But they are like that. And my respect for Yeke, any day, anytime. Anytime. There's a friend of mine. We got personal friendship. He's a journalist. I just forget the man. He's in Yeke district. He been coming in my inbox telling me all the time he's running in the place and blah, blah, blah. Why would I support? I said, my man, there's no way. If my mom go to that district and say they're running there, I will support Yeke over my mom. That's what I told him.
construction. The bridge construction that was being observed, where groundbreaking ceremony took place here in Bankabon County, following the decision of the Citizens Movement for Change, political party, opposition political party, where they talk about relieving, the citizens in the affected region. As you may be aware, in recent time and couple of years, there has been, situation of flooding being reported where, some residents have fallen, prey to the situation of the water. But this morning, while on the radio, there was some level of concerns that were being raised in regards to those in the catchment community of the bridge. Right now, we are in Silver Compound. We thought to at least reach out to some of those, in this affected region, because there has been a series of concern. People talking about the issue about the bridge when it is constructed. There should be some horses that will fall in the range of the road that will be laid out as well, in as much as the government has halted, the construction process of the bridge. But there are a series of concerns from the community in terms of some of those horses that are in the affected region. What becomes of those horses, or what is the negotiation like, with the citizens in the affected region? So my name is Jacob. I'm Jacob Kemu here. I've come to talk to, some of the residents of this area, especially a horse that is close to the place here. We want to know how the community entry process was done. And, there are perception that people got horses here, and one way or the other, when the bridge construction is to take place, with the plan that there should be a role in terms of accessibility. So those kind of people should have their voices being heard, so people can get to know whether there was a proper community entry, and also whether the citizens themselves are also embracing, which of course we know that, in terms of this kind of development, citizens will always be excited about it. But the negotiation from the other end, that's what we are more curious about. So this is just one side. This is one side of the construction site. And the other side along the prison compound belt, this is the Silver Compound belt, heading towards Beaufort Hill. And the other side you see across there is also the side of Brooklyn community, along the prison compound belt, heading towards Lofa parking. So we are here to talk to some of the residents to see how best they talk to us about how they feel and how the community entry process was done. Whether some of the bridge, when the bridge is constructed, whether it will also affect their horses and other things. So that's why we have come to just bring you live here this morning. So we will talk to a close resident. I'm talking about, in terms of this bridge, a close person, here close to the horse owner here. So, man, would like to say welcome. Your name?
Lapu 4.
Okay, man, Lapu, we are here recently. The CMC, that is the Citizens Movement for Change, political party, recently broke ground for the construction of a bridge here, and you are close to the Jordan River. Talk to us. How is life here, man?
Yeah, my mother bought the land. She paid the horse since 85.
Okay, 1985.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when the poor came, they never already came to me to tell me anything about the bridge.
Okay.
I can only see them coming, passing. They brought the engineer. They went, they checked all over. They came on the side. They said that they side they won't build the bridge. Then they went low far away. They saw the other side. They said it would be preferable for them to build a bridge on the side. But they never really come to me. The only thing the last time Corps used to do, because of pressure that I can kill people. Okay. Somebody will not build their house from 85, you come in, you can't talk with them, you will only can say, I tell you, say, look for playing, I will break their house down. 3 different times.
Who said so? Who said that?
Representative Cole.
That what he said to you?
Yes. I told you, say, look for a place, I will break their place down. So the last day now when he came, I started getting, I said, they think here too much. I said, so like how people can die. You will not come somebody house while they pay you from 85. Then you just tell them that look for a place, I will break their place down, I will break their place down, you will be in a car, you passing. None of them have ever come to me. I only saw them, they came, they had a meeting, and they said they were coming and when they did the groundbreaking. But the engineer came, he told me that they will not touch your house.
Okay.
That's what he told me.
The engineer?
Yes.
Okay.
The men are supposed to do the work. He said they will carry the, we can check Canada and come break your house down.
Okay.
So, with our voice, the road, we carry the bridge down, we will not touch the horse. That's what he told me. Okay. And from that time, they never came to me because I get my plum tree, then I get my palm tree, then I survive. Okay. I see what woman, I get nobody to help me. And they palm then we can cut, we face oil with it, they can sour then want to play it, that one can help me here. But they never can tell me anything, that they will come meet me, nothing like that.
Okay.
Except so today you come here.
So maybe other people will say this community, in terms of community entry, you know, the guy chairman for a community, maybe they might have indoor discussion with them, and then expecting that these very people come back to you as residents of the community. Has there been any briefing from your community chairman?
No.
Whether there was a fake, agreement that they all came out to?
None of them have come to me.
Okay. So let's look at this bridge. Are you truly in support of the construction of this bridge?
Everywhere you are, it's supposed to be development. So if they can't say they want to bring development to us, because before we pass here to go on Lofa Road, we got to use the police station way. Okay. Sometimes the students they tell school now close here, school open, the water now for the bridge was here. Some students they used to leave from Lofa Road, they can't go to school, they can't pass. Okay. So that development everybody looking for. But the only thing you should just be with a proper channel at all. Okay. But everyone are all looking because they are our community been down for long. So if development can in the community, we in favor of it, we embrace it.
Okay. Let's look at the story of this area. In the voice of the lawmaker, there has been concern from the community in terms of some children dying from this water as a result of maybe making an attempt to just go across, just to see some other things that they are going to seek out. Is there any story of such that you know about in this community? That maybe somebody now died because they were trying to cross this bridge, this river to go to the next area using the shortcut. Have you get any information of such?
Yes. I was 13 years, some children there, we have big law stake lying out all the water on the side. The children there went to go break wood. While coming, the other labor jumped in the water. I had brother get there to save him, 2 of them left there.
Okay. Just besides that, has there been anyone that you can record as well?
No.
Okay. So now, when this bridge is to be constructed, even though there are consultation right now, the Ministry of Public Works, has given a mandate to those that are supposed to construct this bridge, Musa Hassan Belete and that of Representative Marvin Cole, telling them that we want for bridge to be constructed to that place, but we want to meet the standard of the public works. Do you think when this bridge is to be constructed, it will mean well for you people here?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what are some of those things, some of the help that you think the bridge will bring to you?
The bridge, and the people passing here, they will not be using the now only that one bridge will get in Bangaye,
Okay.
which is the police station way.
Mm-hmm.
So if they face the bridge, some people will use the bridge to go Lofa way, motorball rather than because when they bring us here, when you come from Lofa parking, they got to papa way Jerusalem before they can bring us. Then they go back. It will be a help for us. And we here will get our small market except for the put to buy it not easy.
Okay.
So when they bridge open here, and it will benefit from it too because when we setting our small market, we'll be having people to come buy. So it will be one of the benefit for us.
Okay. The thing about this sand mining, I went to the edge of the river there, at the bank of the river. I mean, the sand mining, people carry on sand mining. Like you can see at the edge of the river there, there's a sand there. I mean, do you see this as a problem for this water? Because I'm seeing the size of the water, the way it's supposed to be, it is not like it is. How do you see this sand mining business here?
Now what make it we post stop to it?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now we post stop to it.
So who are those involved into the mining of the sand at the bank of the river?
They're not here again.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anything finally, as we leave you, maybe from this side, we got to go to the next side there to talk to people because the road's supposed to extend across the water. So is there anything you want to say, maybe to Representative Marvin Cole, to Representative Musa Hassan Bility, that is leaving his county to come on his side so that he can be able to help we, the Bone County citizens? Is there any message, even as far as to the government?
Yes. I'm trying to tell Marvin Cole now, the project that they coming carry on, they're not bad.
Okay.
Everyone all we embrace the project. But at least that a fee for we the poor, especially with the single mothers. And then when they passing, they were able to hang here with us.
Okay.
Because they if the ale or la wa la lane la come so to our parents.
Okay.
So before they come, they hang here with us. And we're trying to tell the government that they feel sorry for all in Bangaya because Bangaya been down for long.
Okay.
Their development come. Musa Belete now he way in Nima. So he first a bridge for us. And maybe that government he to come on the side to face the bridge.
Okay.
So maybe I want for him to respect his leader there. That he will carry the project on when you're doing something. You gotta inform all the other people there.
Okay.
You can't just do it. You call Musa Belete, you call the community people. Then you can't do groundbreaking. They get a superintendent here that they ask for the government. And they got the senators in here. You gotta call them because they are set to. They will not tell us say the poor not can't develop our area because they were not able to satisfy every one of us.
Okay.
But if somebody come and can't help us, they leave it, they settle it, and the poor can't do their work.
Okay.
We the poor country people too will be satisfied.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. It's been nice talking with you. Your name?
Lapu
Okay. And you live in Silver
Compound.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you've been listening to Man Lopu 4. Man Lopu 4 is a resident of the Silver Compound community here, talking more about, this halted bridge construction here. But let's also talk to this elderly woman, this old lady. She is also here. Ma, hello, your name?
Mani Koto Flomo.
Ma Koto Flomo, you live in here?
I live in here dans mon bon temps days.
Okay.
Who been surfing, no breeze.
Okay.
On the waterfall, people want part the surrender in the water.
Okay.
But making go, I just tell us, sorry for not be the baby people who begging there.
Okay.
You there where anywhere you go, breathing on you.
Okay.
That you hold you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you think How long you been living here?
Oh, the bombing they play, Papa. But only thing I never get go, yeah, or okay, or why they making go give me better. You can feed me.
Okay, so thank you so much, man.
Okay, making go better.
I would
would just tell the people you're sorry.
Okay.
The men are not doing party, you're sorry, you're forget with.
Okay.
Hey, that's my song.
Okay.
We're making go.
Thank you so much.
All
right. Well, you listen to them. They are residents of Silver Compound community, especially the SAR, another SAR of the Jaw River here. They've been talking to us.
Yeah, so folks, we're back. Those of you who just joined, we're back. Let me see more. Yeah, we're back after the news break. It's good to be back. And yeah, I guess we've been following through, but there are some latest news coming from the government cycle that the government of the Republic of Liberia, headed by our own dynamic President Joseph Imambuaka, has for administrative reasons dismisses the MFA boss, or the DG, and the Deputy Director General at MFA. So that's the latest news. But Monk, back. What say you everything?
Well, I love the whole bridge conversation. You know, the whole thing saying is that I think it was in Great Cape or Bapolo. We had similar experience about the controversy coming from the government, whether they trying to put a halt to the project. You know, one thing about Liberia, look at our landmass. We are endowed with a bunch of waterways, whether it's creeks, river. There are a bunch of rivers in Liberia. Some of them we don't even know their name. We don't know the principal river. They say, oh, Sestor, Kavala, St. Paul. But any county, anywhere, maybe a big creek or something like river in terms of construction or the infrastructure. But the one thing that caught my attention in this whole thing, when you look at it from a whole different perspective, you can see the political aspect, and you can see the kind of, I would say, government using her power, because when you listen to those old people, they need that infrastructure, they need a project. It will open that area in terms of transportation and a lot of things. It will improve people's lives, because when you get bridges and you get roads, these things, it open communities, right? But then when the play where I get confused when you talk about the more meet public work standard, because I know when you talk about standard, it means you already have those bridges in place that you can show example, right? But if you don't have bridges or bridge in a particular area and you talk about standard, then I get confused. Because when you say standard, it means like I went to River G, Grand Jida, and built a lot of bridges on the minor little rivers or those little creeks, right? It means I can show you models. I can say, okay, if you want to build a bridge, we got 10 of them that will build in Grand Jida. Can they go there and see one of the design and use it here? But in the case, I can see anything anyway. You don't have a plan of building bridges in those areas where people have been impacted, but you're asking for standard. So how do you implement standard in the absence of standard? That's why I'm yet to understand. Maybe an engineer from public work will call on the show to really give a detail, because listen to the old man when she say, oh, we take government ability, we want for them to come, but we got to hang here and we got to consult. What she's saying, yeah, they're saying that extra money want. They say want something like compensation too, because they believe they will be impacted, especially for people that have property that fall within that corridor in terms of the bridge, the proposed bridge, right, construction. So maybe they want something as well. But the one thing I would say again that I can barely understand is the issue of standard. Because I know if you're going to build a bridge, they got their own design. So in the absence of a standard for the government to say we are requesting standard is something I'm yet to understand. I really want to see something about standard. We're gonna
So to that, Mark, you know when that news break out yesterday, when that news break up yesterday, people were thinking, people have their own say, people were having their own view on that. And thank God that we played this video so that our people out there, those of you who are outside of Liberia, those of you who are also living in Liberia, you will get to understand, and more you just put it right. Like for example, even the government, when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to all of these things, the government is seriously challenged. The government is behind when it comes to development. So even if someone wants to build a bridge, quote unquote, maybe the government is requesting for I don't know which type of level of bridge that maybe the person should build. So the first thing, Monk, you know, there's a saying, right? In our layman, they say, if the mountain can walk to you, you should be able to walk to the mountain. You know, we say this thing today to say that the government will not be able to do everything. And most said that here once upon a time. But the government will create the avenue so that other people will come in to help to develop. Now you have the CMC that coming in to say, okay, we will do this free of charge for our people. It's up to our people to go out to vote whosoever they want to vote for. But you are fighting development because it's not passed through your office for you to have all of the length of time. If that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years that you want the paper or the documents to be in your office, so the people be going up and down, running after the documents or their approval. So because of that, you cancel the people development. You know, Monk.
Mabel, yeah, it's my thing on the whole bridge thing. I don't like to take side. I like to get things very clear. I like to get things clarified before I can pick a side. You know, like I said, the one that keep getting my attention, right, is this whole idea of a stand-up. Okay, I cannot name bridges that the government have built in recent time anywhere in the country, right? No. But at least I have seen a couple of models that the CMC and their political leader have built so far. So who's going to be talking about stand-up? Because we have seen the outcome of some of the bridges that have been constructed by Chairman Ability and his CMC. So if you want to talk about stand-up and model, then the CMC political leader can say, but I got something to show. I haven't seen in recent memory anywhere that the government built bridges, especially in distressed community where people don't have access to trade route or transportational means. The woman talking about children dying, school children, right? And so they are desperately in need of the bridge. So if you cannot give me a stand-up and you don't even have any plan of building bridges for those people in where they are needed, how can you keep making the argument for stand-up? That is if the argument is about stand-up, because if it's about stand-up, then Chairman Ability can say, I already have a stand-up because I got a model to show you. I've done it before. I can show you instances where I have built bridges in recent time that is of stand-up. But the people that are asking for stand-up don't have anything to show to justify the stand-up. So all I can say based on that argument then is mostly political, because it means people want to start a project and keep them running around so they can be able to implement or to build.
That's the point, but I just said that that they want to hold
political leverage. Yeah, that's
exactly. They want to hold the people documents and make them to walk around until the people get tired. They say something in the court that they will carry you to court if you have the strength, if you have the time, if you have the energy to run after your court process. It's up to you. But they will drill you until you get tired. That is something they want to bring to our people, little common development that will make impact in the life of our people. You bring politics. I don't get it. Monk, I don't understand from which point that the government, even I agree that the government is okay, the popular work. Oh God, yeah.
Because in the absence of bridges, right? And in the same community,
which popular work?
Yeah, which popular work? Man, I don't know. It's sad.
But again, that's a society.
Yep.
And
they can
our
say
people will go through a lot, and they will continue to go through all these things because of politics. When you talk right now, they see us there all because you no. The bridge that one Musa Hassan Belete built in Nima County is not about trap. It's not about religion. It's not about political party. Even the president of this country will use the bridge. So what we are saying is that the issue of bridge, the issue of road, the issue of school, these things are things that for people, for the general public, or people own private homes, people build their own private homes, for them. But the government will come out and say that CMC did not follow the procedure. Okay, I agree. According to them, Monk, that the CMC don't follow the procedure. But Monk, even in the common sense, in the common thinking, because they put all of the books, everything we are learning, put everything aside, in the common sense, say, okay, send these people, they want to better the life of our people. And they not come to us. Well, no problem. Maybe they know the reason why they didn't come to us, or maybe for what reason they don't come to us. Let's move to them. When you go to them, say, okay, people, say you can work to us because maybe you're feeling, maybe you're getting engineers, but we are the government because we will supervise the bridge after some time. So please, we also want to be part of the process. We will send at least 2-3 representatives from our end to also be part of the project you're doing. It's good. We are not enemy. Then the people understand that you are making progress or you stand for something, but you stand and put heart just because you have the power.
No, but maybe when you just interjected a new variable in this argument, right? When you talk about standard, it means that the government will accept certain level or certain design. That standardization you're talking about, right? But when you say they didn't follow the real process, then you mean that the CMC or their political leader bypass the process. It means that if you believe that the people are desperate and really in need of these bridges and they will give them economic benefit, transportational benefit, right? Then it means you will make it easier for them to meet this condition to build a bridge or those bridges. So, like I said, the argument is still conflicting because for me, our interpreter have been political because it does not make sense to me. The government has no plan in the near future of building bridges for distressed community. That's one. Someone is willing to do that. Whether you can say you do it for political reasons, okay, that's another argument. But if you are talking about standard and you are not building modern bridges in the country where people need it the most, then you cannot talk about standard. Then the man who is already building them should be talking about standard because he can give you an example. He can show you instances where he constructed a bridge. But then when you say they are not going through the proper channel, then it means you want to put the bureaucracy in a way to stop them from building those bridges. And that's just what it's all about. So you keep confusing people.
It's the proper channel, Mark. It's not about the kind of bridge or maybe design. No. They're doing this thing just because they want the CMC to be heavily controlled by them. So that even the people documents, everything will be controlled by them. They will be, in fact, they will decide when, where, and how. And we got to stop this.
So technically, the same Ministry of Public Work that's supposed to be building infrastructure, the government is weaponizing the public work to deprive people from getting or benefiting from the same infrastructure. That's just what I mean.
Exactly, Mom. Exactly. Muna, let me say good evening to you. Muna is following us from
County.
Thank you. Muna is already in Grand Bassa. Very soon, Muna will be with us on this show, at least to have a say on this platform. But again, folks, let me say good evening. That's the society that we find ourselves in, that the power that be. I told someone, said, so that means if the United Party is going to be in power, that means the bridge that will be able to build in Nimba, you're not going to build it. What? No, man. That's not the right thing to do. Give the people the chance, those people who want to develop the life of their people, let them develop the life of their people. Say you don't want to do it, your own money, you want to travel, you want to carry any place, or maybe to these places that you want to, or maybe take it to Ghana, or maybe you Dubai, or even America. The best thing to do is allow the other citizens who think that they want to develop the life of their people to do, instead of you holding them hostage, muscling them, fighting them politically just because you feel that you have the power. I think it's bad. But the CMC have already responded, and we're still looking up to them for that. But Mark, any other thing before we go to the line to interact with our people?
Well, not really. I think we cover all the bases. We just want to hear from our people what they prioritize. They want to see the country moving progress and put all their weight and support behind the legs of Yeke, even though I cannot name too many Yekes in the country. Or they want to keep playing politics as usual because we are not only the ones saying it on the radio now. We are not the one in social media circles saying it. It's coming from lawmakers that they themselves elected, most especially someone from the upper house who is saying that they are not there for them, that it's more of a comic club, that they go there to play. They don't even understand their own roles and function in terms of improving the country. So it's up to the people to make that change, to do something that will be totally unconventional in order to move the country in the right direction. Maybe we need to start looking for more Yeke Koluba, even in the presidential circle, not even for our lawmakers, so that we can help move the country forward. Because at this stage, the country comes first before your political leader or your political party. So what
the more you are talking, the more Yeke Koluba, even though there will be more Yeke Koluba during the campaign and the elections, but when they get into position, they change. Hello to this caller. Good evening. David King, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Bob.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, let me say good afternoon, good evening to Bob. Yeah, the news last night concerning CC's new purchase ground where we are about to break ground on the 18th, which will be on Saturday. I think that the propaganda unit party been carrying around. Because they feel that the momentum for the groundbreaking ceremony is so high and they cannot withstand it, so they have to come out with what they are passing around with. But I would have been lead the rest, just about this evening, the political leader along with the Summer Poga, they all were at the ground there today observing some of the work that been done prior to the groundbreaking on Saturday. So everything is on course. We're going to break our ground. And for the issue of CMC, you know, this government got no trace of any development in this country that they have initiated on their own. So it is supposed to be happy to see a political party, an opposition political party leader taking some of the initiative and let it burning on the unity party. This is why I told one of my friends, I said, everybody blessed. We didn't see this happening during our stay here. But for them, they got somebody that bought president in terms of development, their honorability, but then they are pointing him in every form and manner. Even his businesses have been strangulated. He tried to carry development to my own county, home county, my district, district number 3, where Maliko having to be our representative. They are pointing him also. So why they should do that? I think they should be happy that some of these burden has been less having been less for them. There's a business coming with the kind of development and initiative.
All right. Thank you, David King. They should be happy. Today's caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor. How are you today?
I'm okay, my dear brother. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Mahmoud Safu. I'm calling you from Groville. You know, when I listened to the show today, I got a little bit disappointed, especially with the way in which something was stated. One has to do with, I think I read the letter that was sent to Honorability to the CMC, that is on the land of the bridge. I don't think they are stopping him from building the bridge. And I think your news is like capturing that they are asking them so that they can be
they pour hot. So when they pour hot, why me?
Okay, so when they pour hot to it, the bridge they are building is not a bridge that
no, when they pour hot to think, why me? I was just want
for them to put a stop to it. Right?
Okay, but then go ahead.
Yeah. So they putting a hot to it. It's not that they putting a hot to it to tell them say it's not going to happen. No, what they are about to do is for public use. And there is a standard for which, please bring.
So Mong now ask you now. So why do Ministry of Public Works have their own standard? They have bridges, for example, that will be showing. They have a blueprint.
In fact, for every construction that's supposed to take place on the soil of the Republic of Liberia, under the zoning and the construction law, you must be able. It's not because you saw Joe Brown going and putting something in your own house that you are building. You must be able to get that permit for the Ministry of Public Works. If you don't do it, and the day it happens, something, if we all sit there and tell Allah, he built it, which is a very good undertaking that he's doing. But if God forbid something to go wrong anytime, the first question they're going to ask, why is it that the government sat there through the Ministry of Public Works and they were not able to advise and be able to see as to whether how viable that particular bridge is going to be built. My only frustrating part will come about if at all what they are suggesting, if at all then he goes to work and submit his BOQ, his drawing, his designs and other stuff, and then it takes them forever to approve it, then that means then it has a political honor too. But for now, we take it as it is, and then and non-honorability is ready to comply to that because he wants to help the people of one country.
All right, thank you so much. Keep a call coming 0770-203125. That's the number to call. The same thing happened in Papolu, where the CMC wanted to also do some work, but no way. Today's caller, good evening.
My name is Jalaba Pine. I call from Tinsley. Like the previous caller just said, I'm sure you honorable people know that even your personal house, if you decide to build it, public work, according to the zoning law, is supposed to come to inspect even your personal plan before you can begin to construct for safety reasons. But you know, Nigeria has done so that some people who expect to say the truth for political reasons will not say the truth.
So where's the truth? Where's the truth, Chief? Where's the truth? Let's go straight to the truth.
The truth that you people know, but you don't want to say.
So where's the truth? Hello. I hope that you read the Ministry of Public Work that released. They say hot. So when they say hot, what it mean by that? Or what that mean? No, that go now because you say yeah. No, that go now. So when they say hot, because the only word we use here that maybe that you make that will be contradicting to you, or maybe that will be confusing you is we say the stop. So maybe because we say with the stop, that means we are not saying the truth to you. So what is the truth and what's the meaning of hot? I'm asking you.
But the truth that I'm talking about, I'm sure you know.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
If you don't know, let me tell you now. You're supposed to know, and one knows. Because I listened to you, one of the men that I got high degree of.
Hey man, Uncle, I want to say all that thing. Go ahead and educate us what we're supposed to know.
Yeah, what you don't know, and I'm sure you know, is that, like I said, even your personal structure, when you decide to pull up, follow what must approve for that building, and the EPA will also give you clearance. But we don't do it here. So when it comes on, let people be educated today.
So then, so let me ask you quickly before you go. Before I take another call. So into all of these things that you just stated, who to blame?
What is that?
Who to blame?
Who to blame?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the past will blame the government.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Hey, Lebo.
Yes, my brother. Good evening. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening.
Yes.
For security reasons, let me not come and please.
No problem. Go ahead. Just be safe on that.
I think the recording is just played concerning the current information minister and that is all recording.
I saw. Yes, but I saw your text message. Yeah, but hello, I saw your text message. You said it was cool. So then let me ask you this question: has Honorable Yaka Koluba changed?
No. I'm not saying because I heard you saying the minister, the current minister made that statement when you were already minister.
No, I didn't say anything like that. No, I don't think so.
He made that statement when you were in the opposition.
So what I'm asking has Honorable Yaka Koluba changed? That what we start to even question.
You are not changed. I know you are not changed.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to get to make that correction.
All right, thank you. Even we ourselves we said that. So let's call up. Good evening. Yes, go ahead. CDC time.
I said no, because the CDC government wanted the government. So anybody will do anything you will never have problem with it. But with this level, man, you're not here. You're not here for the people. And I said, the thing you might want to go there, the council for your family will not have to problem with it. You see, because today that will do, which will be a hero, it's a problem. So why are we hearing so?
All right. All right. Thank you, my dear brother. That's the country for us. Charles Cooper, good evening, my dear brother.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, brother. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm under the weather a little bit.
The weather affect all of us, but we are grateful. Thank God. Go ahead.
Well, thank God for the strength. You see, neighbor, when I listen to our leaders, especially the both houses, doing their resumption this one, I I think it was on Tuesday. I just know that our leaders are on complete joke in this country. Maybe this is why we have said that leadership of our country is cursed and we must break the curse. I listened to Honorable Dylan trying to flag the issue of bad labor practices, and I saw a body playing mockery of that. And I just knew that Liberia, something is really wrong. You know, when it comes to bad labor in this country, it's one of those practices that is eroding the progress of the Liberian people.
Yes, we listen to you quickly. Go ahead, Charles.
Bad labor equals bad country, and that's what happened to Liberia. They were trying to flag the issue, and I saw most of the police were laughing and saying for it. I just knew that the guys are not up to upgrade our lives. So we are all enjoying this country, labor.
All right, we are all on joking joke. According to our senator, when they go on the floor, they just go joke. So this caller, good evening.
Yeah, neighbor, how you doing, man? This is John from District 17.
Thank you, my brother, for joining us. Go ahead.
We love God help this country, but it's not easy. The same thing happened in Buffalo to a bridge called Bamutan Bridge, where the Unity Party government that we voted for, we said that they were going to rescue us. And then today, we said to slave honor their regime. That bridge, when the CDC wanted to honor go that project, honor this represented normal, once in a normal from Buffalo County. Although they took that to be an issue because all of them are linked with the Unity Party, they have to carry soldiers or police people there with guns. Where you see public way honor going project, then you see security land because the citizen now one of the bridges that they constructed there are kind of steep bridge that they built to that bridge. That bridge was then struggling with long ago. And the people, the citizens wanted to build that bridge. All of them stood there, they say it wouldn't happen. They have to carry armed men to that place. Armed men were deployed there until they work on that bridge. It's the same old thing that they carry on. What are the development that you're bringing for us in this country? What is the legislation you're doing for us in this country? Then you're telling us you want to create a district in Nima County, a district in Lofa County, to take our money. The lawmakers are in the hall, they're sitting. When you get them about sitting and made them say, that guy is one of the two lawmakers in this country, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeke is true for today's caller. Good evening. Yes, go ahead, my brother. Your name and from where? Yeah, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
You asked a good question about why they say first. I think you live in Morelia, you have seen some construction for the market stuff. Now, there's a zoning law that is Act 618. Okay. And it got effective into 1947 or 1947. It says that before you construct, erect, alter any structure, be a vertical or horizontal. I mean, say vertical on top of buildings,
so someone said, as you ask those of you who will be bringing about the zoning law, the popular work and so forth, about the buildings that are in Lofa County. What are public work know anything about the buildings that are in Lofa County and how far public work go? As the person, question to all of you who will be talking about the entire zoning, public work and so forth. So go ahead.
That's a very good question. So right now, you probably do a work for follow before. But I'm telling you, follow has the act.
Oh yes, I agree with you 100%. I'm not saying it's not and they don't know.
Yeah, you are making reference to that. There are buildings in this country. You are seeing buildings in back, and people refuse. It's continue to be follow about the tools for that. What I want to say, neighbor, is that let us all agree. There's a process. I strongly believe. I will give you an example. I was vice president now. When I was representing in Nima County, he was representing.
Indeed.
He was helping building schools. And I went there and I started. I will tell you different way. I started. And I educated myself. He said, run ahead, but it's fine, but you must get permit from public work. And many other people there. So you know what our police are getting so much to the thing that you get is a police. So
Chairman, say you on, I won't understand something. So So the way I may born now, come on, me now, and the way my people struggle to even cross the river or even the water is not easy. So even if I build some volatility or as you come to measure public way for my people to cross. Okay. I just ask, and I said I want people do it, but I'm just asking in the lead because there are a lot of structures that have been built by even the lawmakers. So many lawmakers they build. In fact, I know like they call latrines. They all kinds of things here. Well, nobody going through any other thing. But when it comes to other people, yeah.
When it's happening to do our own work, to bring the money, they set up all. We ask the Lord to bridge, to bring it, the engineer up to it, analyze it, and the construction.
All right, thank you, my chairman. When they you come on, you don't want to come on the video. Hello, today's caller, who you name? Yes, go ahead.
I just called to just bring another point out to you. You know, maybe for the fun of the matter, someone will listen to this show. There is almost
and they show for everybody, my brother. They show not for.
That is it right there. So it becomes a diverse something. You know, when I heard you asking the question as to whether the building that they are constructing at Lofa, somebody asked a question. To re-echo that, it's good that you are asking that question, but it's almost like they air classical something that can hear make what can be talking about. You are bringing an air classical into the discussion. Forget about it. If all that is established that Ministry of Public Works does not want to go in it, you know what they are not Minister of Honorability is going to do? Honorability is not a kind of lawless person. He's going to go to them and going to say, okay, here are my diagram, here are my POQ, here are my things. So if there is any fault, you do okay, if you go help at the end of the day. That is how he's going to do it.
It's just about my dear brother, before you go, I think sometimes people don't really have issues with carrying their documents, their plans, and everything to the Ministry of Public Works and so forth. But good.
You know, I just want to bring another point to you. You know that in the most recent time, there was a kind of little bridge that Honorable Yeka Kolba built in one community. And while the people were there,
I can't leave for them.
At the end of the day, it broke down. The other people were making mockery out of it.
That was not bridge. Don't call that thing bridge. That was not bridge. I just crossed over.
Yeah, crossed over. It's just a modification to say it's crossover, but it's a bridge. It's a kind of just going over the water. The thing I'm trying to say is that people who were to be there to put it on track, they never put it on track. Yeah, they're going where they're going in. They broke down. They made issue out of it. Why must they make issue?
No, but listen now. Quickly before you go, listen now. On mail when they were here, when they were here, they were having some quick impact projects. Let me be fair, my dear brother. These projects were not there for everlasting. No. So, Ministry of Public Works were not going to them battle to be inspected to know this. But excuse me now. But even though today, some of the projects today, they are still being used by our government. Even though they are quick impact projects though. So I don't want to join maybe to tell you about the Koluba, they cross over. So that thing will just cross over.
Whenever UN used to want to do any of these bridges, like for example, the Old Africa Bridge, there's something they call the Village Bridge. The first thing they did was that they went to Public Works, and Public Works was able to go into the specs and how long it was going to last for. Some of the bridges, they said what they agreed, Public Works signed up to the time at which they showed that it was going to last for. They have surpassed that for the past 15 years and they are still existing. So I think this one, what we all need to do is just to encourage that indeed, as long as you're going to consent to it.
But so now somebody should be described behind the behind closed door. Thank you. Somebody should not be described behind closed door. Man, what our last caller then will cross over. Good evening.
And you got two women in a horse. You said if you want to do it, somebody say, but you must take care of the horse, and the other person say, the other person gets in another place, and the person when you get a horse, to take care of the horse, but not get time for the horse. So people horse leaking, the person I won't go up. The other person, when you not get down, when you get there, the body start to save your horse. We who save money, we who personal money start to save that horse. The person and that, the body and that body, when you get there, and the body when you get a horse to take care of the horse. Who the body you know also that the person that saving your horse, that had Joseph Boakade, yes, that had a book in the country. The key to the country, they told that people to everything for that people. They're not able. Who's that? They're taking the personal money. You see for the Liberian people. Who my son never work up for the side on us. So go to our place. That's what thing. They let very preaching. They're coming one post up. They're coming one day. How to spend his money. They're going to put your money. They put in the pocket. But who's that? You see a bunch of money to benefit the Liberian people. So I want to tell you thank you.
Thank you so much, my water. We gotta go home. I see him, brother Ali try calling on the WhatsApp. Ali, I think just 1 minute. Let me just put you through quickly on the WhatsApp. Then we'll go home for the day. No time, brother. We gotta go. It's not easy, but people, when people want to help our people, please encourage them to help our people. Don't discourage people. But for us here, that's what we're saying here. For we not get time for your politics. Me, I can always tell some of you. Anyway, you where the partnership from January 1 to December 31 or 31 or 31, it's up to you. What I'll do with that thing. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Yeah, sorry, but Ali. Yeah, but Ali, go ahead. Sorry.
Because we saw what happened in Babulu, and when Chairman Benedict said the thing that happened in Babulu, he will not allow it to happen again. And this is why the Unity Party, they want to show strength. That okay, he said it can't happen again, it will happen, and we're going to see what he will do. So that's what it is not about bring your let's see how you want to build this bridge. It's not about showing strength. Since he made this remark that what happened in Babulu, you will not tolerate it again, and this is why you see the whole part of that bridge project just for them to see what he's going to do. It's not good. Just because they just want to sanction everybody in the country. You people should be happy. You're talking about building roads, you're talking about building bridges that you get a representative that is carrying on this project. And then the money you're supposed to take to build that bridge, you can divert it to somewhere else. But these people, they are so insensitive to governance. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear brother. We gotta go home. No time. Keep those of you. Yeah, Mark. Let me see, Mark. Mark.
Yeah, what's up? You hear me?
Yes, I'm getting my dear brother. Go ahead. We gotta go. We have about 4 more minutes of our time.
My brother, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you exactly what's happening. When you are building a bridge, you know that there is a design, there's an engineering design that already exists. These people, when you read their letter, you can tell their true intent. They want to plan, they want the approval, and they want to supervise the work. When you read a letter, it says they want engineering standard, they want fiscal accountability. Imagine a government that cannot even talk about accountability, want to account for someone's personal finance or for somebody's personal funds. They want environmental safety. Just a few days ago, we saw a major bridge in Grand Crew County, wherein you got log falling in the water that is being used. And nobody talk about engineering standard or environmental protection or whatsoever. But like I said, this is political. So either way they flip it, that's just why it is. They are not interested in the design. No, they're not a concern. The concern here is to start the project by using some bureaucratic means so that the project cannot go on. They will keep dragging their feet because that's why they're making all the requests. I don't know for a guy who is spending his own resources to build a bridge in a distressed community, and you're talking about fiscal accountability. Since when Joseph Boaga government knew about fiscal accountability? These were the very same people that stole $24 million for some quick Empire Road project throughout the country that the popular West couldn't even give an account of. And you are the one telling me about accountability. So we all know what this thing is. However, I don't know how the CNC and a political leader intend on moving forward with this, but you can smell it from afar. It stinks to the high heaven, and there is nothing but pure politics. That's just why it is, because it makes no goddamn sense. Like I said, if the government were executing a lot of projects with bridges being built, then you can make the case for standard. But you are not building anything. You have no plan to build any bridge or bridges. in distressed community, and you want to ask for a standardization or blueprint from someone who is doing that. Even though the bridges that he's building is 10 times water than some of the bridges that exist, like the one we just showed in how they call it, Grand Crew. So how can you make an argument? How?
That's the point.
Anyway, my brother.
By the way, thank you. I think you don't know everything. Yeah, Mo, you don't know everything. So so those of you who are in the Ministry of Public Works, you know, they have the jurisdiction. Look, that's how we make our governance, you know, system to look some kind of funny way. Nobody's stopping anybody. Nobody's saying that they don't have that. So how can that water is carrying you and myself back to back here today? A public water have the authority? They're
talking about environmental. They're talking about environmental safeguard and public safety. That when something happens, they will add the government. Where the government? Where was the government for people that have been dying? The women in this video, they talk about children leaving the water, going to school. Where is the government?
By the way,
that's why I told you, the people in our country, the vast majority of people in our country, maybe they are sick in the head. They are more interested in politics than seeing Liberia make progress. That's what we're talking about today. And from the cause, you can just tell that just why it is.
They love politics. Let me be frank. And the politicians, they are succeeding. Let me be frank. People are okay. Let's agree that if our popular work have the sole authority, even today someone posted about the MCC. Can you imagine MCC telling people that they should paint their buildings or structure or so on before December 15th? But go see central maneuver is dirty. When we talk that one again, you will say, oh yeah, they have the power, they have the authority, but you dirty. You want to tell me to clean my father's house. Anyway, that's the society we live in. They won't get good night, man. Good night, my people. Boy, indeed, we are interested. Probably what's here. So many things happening here. More just stated. Even I don't know how many minutes that they gave to them.
Yeah.
God.
No, the reason they want to overtake his project so they can claim credit. They have a super party project that they politics so that they can build it, and then they will say, oh, it was the Unity Party people that built it because it make no guidance. You are not building bridges. You have no intent to build bridges in those communities. Someone is taking on an initiative, and you're telling me about environmental standard and engineering design. No, you cannot build a bridge out of design. The design already exists. You just don't want this guy to implement his project because you think it will pay him political dividend that you're trying to store. That's just why it is. You're trying to put a brick on it. That's it. Nothing more.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly, man. There. But
all right, guys.
We'll see you, man. Yeah, but by the grace of the Almighty God, tomorrow we'll be together. So, folks, thanks to all of you. Those of you that are always here with us, thank you so much. We have to disagree to agree. But for us here, we think Liberia, we love Liberia, and we want to build Liberia. Those of you who claim that, in fact, you think and you love, but you are fake and you are pretending. Look, the God of mercy will see you through. Good night. We'll see you on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving up here and the parents of them. So welcome and life with African.
I lyrical
Master.
Play body so I you I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamo. And you no money, and more yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. My soul rather lopa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to G, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.